Please be seated. There's two types of training. Can't read them. Does it say what type of training? Well, we do it to him. Okay. So I guess we can try and see if now we can. Is he the first one? Yes. Perfect. Okay.
Morning.
Good morning.
I'm sorry, I have Judge Smith's office. You can put your tag up here. Added this from his office, sorry.
You'll have to, oh, I'm Gwendolyn Gentry. If you want to change it, you may.
Yeah, let me see what else here, sorry.
No problem.
Sorry.
It's logging in. So.
Okay, yeah, I printed out.
Thank you. And both interpreters are on.
Good morning, Your Honor. Fernando Venegas with the Interpreter's Office for the Spanish language.
Good morning. Thank you for announcing. Would the person who is here to interpret for the Chinese defendant please announce?
This is Ken Lim. Mandarin interpreter is for the Chinese. Yes.
Thank you. We'll be calling the Mandarin matter first.
Okay.
Mr. Feng Yang, could you please come to the podium?
杨先生，请上来讲台这个地方。
Good morning. This is the 11 a.m. initial appearance calendar for June 24th, 2025.
早安，今天是最初的听审是在6月24号，25年。
The court's orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints that were given on the first calendar of the month shall apply to all matters on this calendar.
法院决定你做 DNA 还有指纹的打印在每个月的最初的1个月，然后现在也用在这个案件上。
好的。
OK。
Please state your name and date of birth.
好，请说出你的全名还有你的出生日期。
我叫杨峰，出生日期是1975年2月22号。
My name is Feng Yang, February 22nd, 1975.
You're here today on a new Superior Court case.
你今天来这里是一个新的最高法院的案件。
You have been alleged to be in a fraudulent shoplifting scheme.
你被指控 是一个诈欺的偷盗行为。
An attorney has been appointed for you.
他们已经指派了一个律师给你。
You will have a court hearing on July 9th, 2025 at 8:30 downtown.
你有一个上庭日是7月9号，2025年早上8点30分，你必须出庭。
在哪里？
在室内。
也是在这里啊。
Is it same place in here?
The information will be printed on your paperwork.
这个信息会打在这个文件上给你。
OK。
OK。
This is a Class 2 felony.
是一个2级的重罪。
我怎么会变成2级的重罪？我用。
How come it become to a Class 2 felony?
You can ask your lawyer who's been appointed to explain that to you.
你可以问他们指派的律师。
好的。
Okay. You are bailable as a matter of right, and a cash bond of $25,000 has been set.
你可以保释金将是25,000块。
25,000块的话，那我自己出去后我交可以不可以
？Can I bill by myself when I get out?
You have a cash bond of $25,000 that you can pay yourself if you want. That's what it's been said.
是的，你有一个现金这个那个保释金你可以去为你自己保释出来。
没错啊，等于说我人出去后，我自己去那边那个银行还是哪里去交，还是哪里是吗
？Can I get out the custody and then go to the bank and pay that?
Instructions on how to pay your bond will be provided through the DOs.
他们BO 这边会提供你怎么去操作。
那好 ，OK。
You are not to have contact, and there are other release conditions that will be printed on your paperwork.
在文件上打印出来文件上会解释不能够有跟其他人有接触。
But do not return to the scene of the crime.
OK。
不能回到犯罪的现场。
OK。
Okay, your paperwork will be printed for you. Please take a seat.
请坐下来我们会打印出来给你。
I don't think I'm finding the team still. Okay, that's what I was in the wrong. Thank you. Here. Okay, excellent.
As long as your camera's off, your mic is off, or you can turn it on if you would like.
Thank you. Next, we'll call the Spanish language matters. The first person will be Oscar Mendoza Tovar. Please come to the podium.
Muy bien,
Your Honor,
vamos a
can
llamar
I
la
excuse
causa.
myself now?
Oh, excuse me. Thank you for your patience. The Mandarin Chinese translator may be excused. Thank you for coming
Thank you.
today.
Sure. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Muy bien, se convoca la causa del señor Oscar Méndez Tovar. Pásale adelante a la atril.
Thank you. Please come to the podium.
Gracias. Pásale aquí adelante a la atril.
Your Honor, you're saying his name is Oscar, not,
Yo soy Alberto.
who are you?
Is this
I am-
Oscar Mendoza Tovazar?
El señor Oscar Uriel.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning. Please state your name and date of birth.
Buenos días, señor. Dígame su nombre, apellidos y fecha de nacimiento también.
Mi nombre es Oscar Uriel Méndez Tovar. Mi fecha de nacimiento es 12 de febrero del 95.
Thank you.
My name is Oscar Uriel Méndez Tovar, and my date of birth is February 12, 1995.
This is the 11 a.m. initial appearance calendar for June 24th, 2025.
Estamos en la vista inicial de las 11 de la mañana, el día 24 de junio del 2025.
The court's orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints that were given on the first calendar of this month shall apply to all matters set on this calendar.
Y las órdenes tomadas respecto a las huellas dactilares y la toma del ADN tomados el primero de este mes aplica a esta lista de causas también.
You're here today on a new Superior Court case where they have alleged shoplifting, drug possession, and obstruction or a refusal for giving your true name.
Señor, usted está aquí por una acusación nueva, o un caso nuevo en el Tribunal Superior. Y a usted, señor, se le acusa de ratería de tiendas, también tenencia de artículos de droga y obstaculizar o negarse a divulgar el nombre de usted.
The court has found probable cause for the shoplifting, which is a Class 4 felony.
Se determina que hay motivo fundado para la acusación de ratería de tiendas. Es un delito de categoría 4.
Also found probable cause for the obstruction when you didn't give your true name.
También hay motivo fundado por obstaculizar, de negarse a dar el nombre verdadero de usted.
That's a Class 2 misdemeanor.
Esta es un ilícito, es una falta de categoría 2.
This court did not find probable cause for the drug paraphernalia or possession.
Ahora, se determinó que no hay motivo fundado respecto a la acusación de tenencia de artículo de droga.
An attorney has been appointed for you.
Señor, le he nombrado a usted un abogado que lo represente.
Your next hearing will be on July 9th at 8:30 in the morning downtown.
Señor, la próxima audiencia se le programa a usted para el día 9 de julio a las 8:30 de la mañana en el Tribunal del Downtown.
The court is inclined to release you today on your own if you promise to come back to the hearing.
Señor, la juez está dispuesta a ponerlo a usted en libertad bajo caución juratoria. ¿Usted se compromete que se presentará a la próxima audiencia?
Do not return to the scene of the alleged crime.
Señor, no regrese al lugar del supuesto delito.
Do not have contact with the victim, the witnesses, or the co-defendant.
Señor, también se le prohíbe contacto con las supuestas víctimas, testigos o los coautores de este delito.
All of this information and a few more release conditions are written on your paperwork.
Todo esto estará en el papeleo que va a recibir usted por escrito, señor. Esta información de las condiciones de libertad.
Okay, the paperwork will be over there. Please step to your left.
Aquí está a la izquierda de usted, pásele aquí a su izquierda, el papeleo está ahí.
Thank you. Bye.
Mr. Alberto Jimenez Arcos, please come to the podium.
Ahora el señor Alberto Jiménez Arcos, pásale al atril.
And after that, Mr. Malicio Diaz, if you would take a seat in the chair by the door.
Y después de él sigue el señor Melesio Díaz. Díaz podría tomar asiento a la entrada de la sala del tribunal.
Please state your name and date of birth.
Señor, dígame su nombre, apellidos y fecha de nacimiento.
Mi nombre es Alberto Jiménez Arcos, el fecha de nacimiento 31 de mayo de 1986.
My name is Alberto Jiménez Arcos. My date of birth is May 31st, 1986.
You're here today on a new Superior Court case.
Señor, estás aquí por un caso nuevo en el Tribunal Superior.
You've been charged with aggravated assault, which is a Class 2 felony.
A usted, señor, se le ha acusado de agresión con agravante. Es un delito de categoría 2.
You have been appointed an attorney.
A usted, señor, se le ha nombrado a un abogado que lo represente.
Your next hearing is downtown on June 30th at 8:30 in the morning.
La próxima audiencia está programada para usted, señor, en el Tribunal Superior del Centro de Phoenix, el día 30 de junio, 8:30 de la mañana.
A secured appearance bond has been set at $25,000.
Se le ha fijado a usted una fianza, señor, de $25,000 con garantía.
If you do post bond, you are not to return to the scene of the alleged crime.
Señor, si usted deposita esta fianza, se le prohíbe a que usted regrese al lugar del supuesto delito.
You're not to have contact with the alleged victims, complainants, or witnesses.
Y también se le prohíbe que usted tenga contacto con las supuestas víctimas, querellantes o testigos.
You may not possess any weapons.
Se le prohíbe poseer armas.
If you reside at the same location as any of the alleged victims, you must not return.
Señor, si usted reside en el mismo lugar de las supuestas víctimas, se le prohíbe regresar.
You may have one visit with law enforcement officers to retrieve any belongings, but you need to contact them and set that up.
Ahora se le va a permitir a usted, señor, una escolta única con un agente policial para que usted haga una cita de antemano y vaya y recoja sus pertenencias.
Okay,
Right.
all the information will be on your order. Please step to your left.
Toda esta información estará por escrito en la orden. Pásele aquí a la izquierda.
Okay.
I have
looks
a
like
question, una pregunta.
Okay,
I have
go
a
ahead.
question. ¿Sí?
¿Hasta cuándo puedo pagar de la fianza si llevo a cambio el proceso?
By when do I need to post bond along the process?
If you don't post bond right away, then the sheriff's office will take you to your first hearing.
Señor, si usted no deposita esta fianza pronto, entonces lo van a trasladar los agentes policiales o alguaciles a la próxima audiencia.
Okay. Entonces voy a hablar con mi patrón.
Okay, so I will speak to my boss.
Mr. Malicio Diaz, please come to the podium.
Ahora, el señor Melesio Díaz, pásale al atril.
Please state your name and date of birth.
Señor, dígame su nombre y apellido y fecha de nacimiento.
Melesio Díaz Díaz, 12 de febrero del 95.
Melesio Díaz Díaz, February 12, 1995.
You're here today on a Superior Court failure to appear warrant.
Señor, estás aquí por un caso del Tribunal Superior por incomparecencia al tribunal.
You already have charges for narcotic drug possession, which is a Class 4 felony.
Ahora se expidió orden de aprehensión y usted ya tenía la acusación de tenencia de droga narcótica, delito categoría 4.
You already have an attorney appointed to you in this case.
Ya se le ha nombrado a usted a un abogado que lo represente en esta causa, señor.
Your next hearing is on June 30th at 8:30 in the morning downtown.
La próxima audiencia está programada para el día 30 de junio a las 8:30 de la mañana en el downtown.
Your bond is set at $5,000 secured.
La fianza de usted, señor, se le fija a $5,000 con garantía.
And this is based on that July 11th, 2024 warrant.
Y esto según la orden de aprehensión del día 11 de julio del año 2024.
If you do post bond, be sure to follow the orders of no contact and other conditions and restrictions on release.
Señor, si usted deposita esta fianza, se le obliga a que usted cumpla lo que dice las órdenes respecto a no contacto con las condiciones de libertad.
All of them are written on your paperwork.
Todo esto está por escrito en el papeleo que usted recibirá.
I want to point out you may not possess weapons.
Me gustaría destacar este punto que se le prohíbe poseer armas, señor.
And you also must obey any orders of protection.
También, señor, usted deberá de cumplir toda orden de alejamiento.
All this information is on your paperwork. Please step to your left.
Toda esta información estará incluida en el papeleo que va a recibir aquí. Pásale a la izquierda de usted.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Mr. Ramon Lopez, please come to the podium.
Ahora, el señor Ramón López, pásale adelante al atril.
Please state your name and date of birth.
Señor, dígame
Ramón.
su nombre, apellidos y fecha de nacimiento.
Ramón Espinosa López, 83167.
Ramón Espinosa López, 83167.
You're here today on 2 Superior Court failure to appear warrants.
Señor, estás aquí por 2 causas que tiene usted por incomparecencia al tribunal y órdenes de aprehensión por incomparecencia.
So both of the warrants are for a case that you failed to appear on June 2nd of this year.
Señor, es una incomparecencia y orden de aprehensión del día 2 de junio de este año.
The case is about drug paraphernalia possession, which is a Class 6 felony.
Esta causa es tocante a tenencia de adminículos de droga. Es un delito de categoría 6.
I've assigned an attorney for you.
Le he nombrado a usted a un abogado, señor.
Your next hearing is on July 1st at 8:30 in the morning.
La próxima audiencia de usted está programada para el día 1 de julio a las 8:30 de la mañana.
For each of these warrants, I have, the court has issued a $100 secured bond.
Ahora, por cada una de estas órdenes de aprehensión, se le fija una fianza de $100 con garantía. Pardon the interpreter, Your Honor, you said 100?
Correct.
Sí, es de $100 con garantía la fianza, señor.
So that's a total of $200 all together.
Y ambos, estos dos juntos, son $200.
You're currently on probation, so if you do post bond, contact your probation officer within 72 hours.
Ahora, usted se encuentra bajo probatoria, señor. Si usted deposita esta fianza y es puesto en libertad, comuníquese usted con el agente de régimen a prueba dentro de 72 horas.
All of the conditions of release are on your paperwork.
Todas las condiciones de la libertad están apuntadas en el papeleo de usted.
Please step to your left. They'll give you your paperwork.
Okay.
Pásele aquí a la izquierda de usted. Aquí le van a entregar el papeleo, señor.
Good.
Thank you.
For the interpreter, sir, could you please ask if anyone else requires your services with a raise of hand?
Yes, Your Honor. ¿Alguien aquí ocupa interpretación en español? ¿Alguien aquí no habla inglés? Levante la mano.
No hands, Your Honor.
Thank you. Seeing none, thank you for your services today, and you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You too. So for the remaining initial appearances, I'll call each one of you into the podium one at a time, and then I will say the next person's name, and they should sit in the chair right outside that door. When you come up, I will ask you for your full name and date of birth. I'll tell you what you were arrested for and whether there is bail available. I'll also let you know if an attorney has been appointed for you. If it's a secured appearance bond, that means you can contact a bail bond company if you want, and they will explain the details to you. They do accept collect calls from the jail. If it is a cash bond, that means you need to post the full amount, dollar for dollar. I'll also tell you if I'm going to appoint a lawyer for you and the date of your next court appearance. Everything I tell you about will be on your paperwork, and that includes the addresses of your next court hearings. These hearings are recorded. Please think carefully before you make any statements about what happened or about what you're accused of, because you do have the right to remain silent. Most of you will have written release conditions on your paperwork. I'm not going to read every one of the conditions to you during your hearing, but you are ordered to comply with each and every one of them that are printed out. We'll begin with Michaela Christensen. Please come to the podium, and after that, Jeffrey Small, please have a seat by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
Michaela Christensen, 12799.
Thank you. You're here today on a new Superior Court case. You have been charged with aggravated domestic violence, disobeying court orders, and criminal damage. The aggravated DV is a Class 5 felony. The disobeying or resisting the orders is a Class 1 misdemeanor, and criminal damage is a Class 2 misdemeanor. I've assigned an attorney to you to represent you at your next hearing, which will be downtown on June 30th at 8:30 in the morning. The court has set a secured appearance bond for you of $5,000, and this is because this was the third violation of your order of protection and because of your prior criminal history. You are also required to have an electronic monitoring. They will put that on you before you are released and provide the information about curfew and restrictions from pretrial services. You are not to return to the scene of the alleged crime. No contact with the victim, witness, complainants, or arresting officers. You're not to possess weapons, have drugs without a valid prescription, consume alcohol, or drive without a valid license. Keep your address updated with the court, and you must obey any terms of the order of protection that's issued against you, and that is the court's mandate. This is all in your paperwork. Please step to your left.
Okay, I have a question. When do I get that ankle monitor put on?
Prior to release.
Okay, so that's going to be my next court date on the 30th?
No, that will be before you leave here today.
Oh, okay, so I do get released today, but I have to put on...
If you make bond, it's $5,000 secured.
I don't have $5,000.
So you can contact a bail bondsman. As I said earlier, they will take collect calls, and you can work that out.
And if I don't do that, because I'm not going to do that either?
Then the sheriff's office will transport you to your first hearing on June 30th.
Okay.
Thank you. Jeffrey Small, please come to the podium. Ricardo Whiteside, please take a seat by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
Jeffrey Small, August 15th, 1992.
You're here today on a new Superior Court case. They have alleged that you had possessed a weapon when you were prohibited to, and they have also alleged that the type of weapon is not allowed. Those are both Class 4 felonies. I've appointed an attorney for you, and your first hearing will be on June 30th at 8:30 in the morning downtown. There is a secured appearance bond available to you, which is $25,000. You may not possess any weapons. Ammunition, simulated weapons, BB guns, pellet guns, or replicas of any type of deadly weapon. You also may not reside or be present in any place where those type of things are located. So you are not to initiate contact with the arresting officers. All the rest of the terms of your release are written on the paperwork.
So the 25,000 would be what?
So you can take that up with the bail bondsman. Your paperwork is over there. Please step to your left. Mr. Whiteside, please come to the podium. Jessica Matias, please have a seat by the door.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Please state your name and date of birth.
Ricardo Whiteside, 07/06/1977.
Thank you. You're here today on a new Superior Court case where they have alleged aggravated assault, possession of weapons by a person who's prohibited, as well as unlawful discharge of a firearm in the city limits. The first one is a Class 3 felony, the possession is a Class 4 felony, and the unlawful discharge is a Class 6 felony. Yes. I have appointed an attorney for you for your first hearing, which is June 30th, 8:30, downtown. Okay. Your bond is set at $100,000 of secured appearance bond. And all the rest of your release conditions are on your paperwork. Did you want to say something?
Yes, Your Honor.
And remember, this is all recorded, and you have the right to remain silent. We are presuming you are innocent.
Yes.
Okay.
I am. Your Honor, I haven't been in trouble in Arizona in like forever. Honorable guy. I have 5 children. I work out here. I will show up in court. Can I please have a chance?
So you do have a chance because you have a hearing on June 30th. If you can't make your bond, the sheriff's office will take you there, and that's in 6 days.
Yes.
So they will take you there to that hearing, and you can explain that to the judge then.
All right. Is it possible that my bail could be a little bit lower? Because I only have
no. So it's all in your paperwork. Please take a step to the left.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Jessica Matias, please come to the podium. David Jennings, please have a seat by the chair. Please state your name and date of birth.
Jessica Matias, 8/26/91.
I apologize for mispronouncing your name.
It happens.
You have a new Superior Court case, and they have alleged aggravated assault, which is a Class 4 felony, and alleged assault with intent to injure, a Class 2 misdemeanor. I've appointed an attorney for you, and your first hearing will be June 30th at 8:30 in the morning downtown. There is a secured appearance bond available to you at $5,000.
Okay.
However, I'm also ordering PSA supervision. So that means you'll have an electronic ankle monitor that will be installed prior to your release, and PSA will tell you the conditions of your curfew.
Okay.
You are not to go back to the scene of the alleged crime. Contact the victim's complainant, witnesses, or the officers. You may not have weapons, drugs without a valid prescription. You may not consume alcohol or drive a vehicle without a driver's license. If there are any orders of protection issued against you, you need to obey those orders. So I understand that you may reside at the same location as the alleged victim. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. So I have included in your order that you must find an alternate residence and provide proof to pretrial services within 24 hours after your release. I've also included one. It's called a civil standby. It's where you prearrange with the law enforcement in your area to go with you to retrieve belongings. They only let you do it one time.
Okay.
So you have to pre-arrange it and they go with you. Don't go by yourself or you would be in violation of this order. If that were to happen, violating this order is a felony also.
Okay.
Okay, all that information is on your paperwork. Please step to your left.
Thank you.
David Jennings, please come to the podium, and Tyrone Potter, please have a seat by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
David Michael Jennings, 42380.
You're here today on a new Superior Court case. It has been alleged that you had weapon that you're prohibited from having, and that's a Class 4 felony, and also that the weapon was one that is, and dangerous drug possession or use, also a Class 4 felony. I've appointed an attorney for you for your next hearing, which is on June 30th at 8:30 in the morning. That's downtown. A bond has been set at $1,000 secured bond. If you are able to make that bond, then the standard release conditions apply and they'll all be printed on your paperwork. Please take a step to your left. Thank you. Tyrone Potter, please come to the podium. Mick Dunshee, please sit by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
Tyrone Potter, date of birth 12/29/69.
Thank you. You're here today on a Superior Court failure to appear warrant. So it appears that you were supposed to be, let's see. You were supposed to be in court on charges of possessions of narcotics and criminal trespassing. And this warrant was issued on June 17th, 2025 for $1,000, and we're affirming that. That is a secured $1,000, so you should be able to get bail for that. If you do make that bail, make sure to follow the release conditions. You already have an attorney that's representing you, and your next hearing, if you are in custody, will be June 30th at 8:30 in the morning. If you do make bail, there are the alternate dates there as well. So make sure you keep the court updated with your address so that you don't miss a court hearing. All the information will be on your paperwork. Please step to your left. Mick Dunshee, please come to the podium, and Sarah Hansen, please have a seat by the door. Now, right here. Please state your name and date of birth.
My name is Mick Dunshee, 12/31/92, my date of birth.
So you're here today on two different issues. One is a Superior Court failure to appear warrant, and then the other one is a municipal court warrant. So we'll do one at a time. In the Superior Court failure to appear bench warrant, that's on charges of criminal damages. It's a Class 5 felony. So when you did not appear, they issued a warrant. The bond is $2,500. It has a standard release condition. You already have an attorney representing you in this case, and your next hearing is June 30th at 8:30 in the morning. For your other case, which is a municipal case, this one is for a failure to obey a police officer, Class 1 misdemeanor, and then criminal trespassing, which is a Class 3 misdemeanor. So again, these were a failure to appear, but I am appointing counsel for you that will be determined there in Peoria Municipal Court for the representation of your bond issues. And the bond on this one, I'm just setting it at $50. The reason I'm setting it at $50 is just in case you are still here in custody, the sheriff's office will transport you to that hearing in Peoria. It's really important that you go and get these taken care of.
I'm trying to, ma'am. I've been on the street for a long time. I finally got a place to stay. I work in asphalt now, and I'm trying to get things straight. I don't know about my homes past. I had a couple of failed suicide attempts, and I don't know what happened. It makes me recovery from concussions. I'm trying my best to stay afloat.
Good luck to you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
The information will be on your paperwork. Yes, that's correct. Sarah Hansen, please come to the podium. Angel Lopez, please have a seat by the door. So, Sarah Hansen. And then if Angel Lopez could have a seat by the door. Okay, great. Please state your name and date of birth.
Sarah Hansen, May 26, 1990.
Thank you. You're here today on a Superior Court failure to appear warrant. So that means that you missed your hearing, and it looks like it was for narcotic drug possession or use, which is a Class 4 felony, and then the drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. So you already have an attorney in these cases, and your next hearing is on June 30th at 8:30 in the morning downtown. You are available. There's a secured bond available for you at $500, and that was set by the judge where you missed that hearing. So they're very concerned because they set it for $500 that you're not going to show up. So if you are still in custody, then Sheriff's Office will take you to your next hearing so that you don't have to figure out how to get there. If you get out, you must follow all the release conditions and go to your next hearing, or the bond will be more. Everything is on your paperwork. Please step to your left. Angel Lopez, please come to the podium. And Jamie Ponce, please have a seat by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
Angel Hector Lopez, January 24, 2003.
Thank you. You're here today on 3 separate issues. They are all bench warrants, meaning failure to appear at Superior Court, so I'll explain it to you. We'll go through one at a time. Your first one is on charges of narcotic drug possession and use, a Class 4 felony. The other one is paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. I am appointing an attorney to you, and I believe it's because I'm setting bond at $500. I'm affirming the failure to appear warrant that was issued, and it's a secured $500. They issued this bond because you missed all 3 of those hearings, and they were all, I believe they were all June 19th. Yes. So you missed 3 hearings on one day. The first, or the very last one that you missed, because the judge saw that you'd been missing the hearings all day, he set for $500. The next 2 are for $250 each because you just didn't show up. So your next hearing is 6:30 in the morning, on June 30th at 8:30 in the morning. You do have release conditions if you're able to post bond. Be sure to comply with those and make sure you go to your hearings. Everything will be on your paperwork. Please step to your left. Jamie Ponce, please come to the podium, and Carlos Candelaria, please have a seat by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
Jaime Luis Ponce, November 18, 1979.
You're here today on a new Superior Court case. It has been alleged that you were trying to take contraband into a correctional facility, which is a Class 5 felony. Also, you have been charged with drug paraphernalia possession, which is a Class 6 felony. I've assigned an attorney to you, and your next hearing is June 30th at 8:30 in the morning. I am setting a secured release bond of $500. If you do post that bond, it's important that you don't have any contact with any victims, complainants, witnesses, the arresting officers. And I understand you were picked up after a shoplifting incident, even though they didn't charge that in this complaint, on 7920 East Chaparral Road. Do you recognize that address? Okay. Well, when they arrested you, you had just been leaving there, and people were alleging, and you are innocent here until proven guilty, but don't go back there. Don't go back to where you got arrested. okay? Also, don't possess any drugs without a valid prescription, consume any alcohol, or drive without a valid license. Make sure to keep your address updated with the court. All of this information will be on the paperwork, including the dates, times, and addresses that you need. Please step to your left.
Excuse me, I got a question. Bob, I wasn't able to be OR'd?
No, not today.
No? All right.
Carlos Candelaria, please come to the podium. And then Amelia Snelson Garcia, if you would have a seat by the chair, by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
Carlos Armando Candelaria, 4781.
You're here today on a Superior Court probation violation warrant. So it appears that you violated terms of your probation, which was a Class 4 felony. And it looks like, I'm just double checking what the terms were because I did not write them in. Probation terms 3, 5, and 7. So it looks like you did not submit to drug testing as directed multiple times on multiple dates. So they are petitioning to revoke your probation. I assigned an attorney to you, and your revocation hearing is going to be July 1st at 8:30 in the morning with the possible disposition that same day. You are eligible for a bond. It's a secured appearance bond, $250. So you need to make sure, if you post that bond, to contact your probation officer within 72 hours and go to your hearing.
Well, they switched my probation officer. I talked to him, and I didn't get a cell phone, and he told me to call him in a couple of days, and I didn't call him, so that's why.
Well, you also missed a lot of drug testing. So we can see all of that in the history. So if you post the $250 secured bond today, make sure to contact your probation officer, whoever it is, within 72 hours. And if yours is not available, find out who to call next. The DOs should have some resources for you on that as well. Please take your paperwork.
If I post a bond, how long does it take me to get out?
It will take a few hours at least. There's a lot of people here today.
All right. Thank you.
Miss Amelia Snelson Garcia, please come to the podium. Sorry about that. And I apologize. If you could take a seat for just a moment, I need to review some material, and then I'll call you right back in.
Okay, respectfully, my name is Amy Lee.
Okay. Can you call Commissioner, how do I call Commissioner Hughes? I never know. Yeah. This is Commissioner Gentry. Can you hear me? Ponce. Is Jaime Ponce still in the
I
room?
believe she escorted him to his.
Okay, we do need to recall him.
Miranda, bring back one set from processing, please. He needs to come back to court.
We'll go ahead and handle Miss Amelia Nelson Garcia in the meantime. Please come to the podium. Thank you for your patience. State your name and date of birth.
Amy Lee Nelson Garcia, 1977, July 25th.
You're here today on a new Superior Court case. You have been alleged to have been in possession of dangerous drugs, which is a Class 4 felony, drug paraphernalia, which is a Class 6 felony, and criminal trespassing, which is a Class 3 misdemeanor. I have appointed an attorney for you for your next hearing, which will be downtown in the Superior Court on July 9th at 8:30 in the morning. The court is inclined to release you on your own recognizance, but that means you must follow all the conditions of release set for today. Please review them on your paperwork, and especially do not go back to the alleged scene of the crime. All that information, and then you have another case. Okay, the second one is a municipal court warrant. And this one is for criminal damage defacing, Class 1 misdemeanor, disorderly conduct fighting, Class 1 misdemeanor. I may not appoint an attorney for you because these are not the types of cases where we appoint attorneys because they're Class 1 misdemeanors. This is in Surprise.
Yeah, see, I thought I knew what...
Right?
Okay.
So I'm going to let you go on this one as well, but I'm letting you know about it because if you don't go to your next hearing, which is on July 22nd at 1:30, and this will be on your paperwork, they'll issue another warrant for you.
Okay.
So it's really important that you go and get this sorted out in Surprise. I've included a phone number for you for them as well, just to make sure that you have information to contact them and sort this out.
Okay.
So today you are allowed to leave. It will take a few hours. Please be patient with the detention officers because there's a lot of people here. But you are going to be released on your promise to come back to the hearings and to follow the release conditions. All of that will be printed in your paperwork. Please step to your left. Is Mr. Ponce back? Okay. Then we'll continue on. Mr. Derek McKenzie, please come to the podium, and Ashley Shondy, if you will take a seat by the door.
Good morning.
Please state your name and date of birth.
Derek McKenzie, 10274.
You're here today on a new Superior Court case. They are alleging that you had drug paraphernalia, which is a Class 6 felony, but also that you stole some property, Class 1 misdemeanor, and criminal trespassing, which is a Class 2 misdemeanor. There was a victim statement in this case regarding the theft, and the court has considered that. You are going to be appointed an attorney, which is through the Maricopa County Public Defender's Office for your hearing. Your next hearing date is July 9th at 8:30 in the morning. The court's inclined to release you on your own recognizance, meaning your promise to appear at the next hearing. However, you must follow the conditions of release that are printed on that paperwork. Otherwise, that would be a felony if you violate those. And included in that is not to return to the scene of the crime. Don't contact the victim, complainant, witnesses, the arresting officer, and make sure you keep the court updated with your address if it changes. All of that's printed on your paperwork. Please step to your left. Okay, Miss Ashley Shondy, please come in. And then Leandra, please have a seat. Tuve Tapia, please have a seat by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
Ashley Shondy for 1894.
You're here today on a new Superior Court case. It's been alleged that you have possession of dangerous drugs as well, and that's a Class 4 felony, drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, and assault, which is a Class 1 misdemeanor. I've appointed an attorney for you. Your next hearing is going to be July 9th at 8:30 in the morning. And then we are looking today to release you under supervised release. So pretrial services will put an ankle monitor before you are released, and they will set a curfew for you, and it's very important that you follow the rules that pretrial services set out for you.
Okay.
It's also very important that you don't go back to the scene of the alleged crime. Hang on, let me continue, and then if you have a question, I'm going to give you a chance.
Oh, okay.
Okay? No contact with the alleged victims, complainants, witnesses, arresting officers, no weapons. You may reside at the same location as the alleged victim, and if that's the case, you're not to go back there, but you need to provide a new address to pretrial services within 24 hours. One civil standby, that means one time law enforcement will go with you to go collect your belongings, your necessary things. They will not resolve any disputes over property. So it's important that if you are going to go back, you contact law enforcement first and they go with you, you go together. All of this information is written out for you on the release orders, including that order saying that law enforcement should go with you. Do you have another question?
Oh, my question was like, well, you basically explained it already, because that's where I live, and it's like a sober living home, so like...
So you'll probably need to be assigned to a different one.
The only thing is, like, I was brought there by the one who assaulted me.
Okay, so you can't go back to the scene without law enforcement accompanying you. There are resources available for you as you are out processing, which will be in a couple of hours. It's not going to be right away because they have to put the monitor on first.
Okay.
Ask them questions, and if you do that nicely, they can help you figure out what other sober living you might be able to go to. Just be as kind as possible as you are processing out, and people will hopefully be able to help you with that.
Okay. Okay.
It's all in your paperwork.
Thank you.
Your Honor, Mr. Ponce is back.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Ponce, I need to recall you to the podium. If you would please come back in. Please state your name and date of birth.
Jaime Ponce, 11/18/1979.
Thank you. So we went through your case and we went through your release conditions before, and it appeared to me that you agreed with all of them. But one thing that was not brought up is that you were already out on a release from a pending felony matter. So because you have just gone through this process earlier in June, you already agreed that you would not be committing any new crimes. And so you are not eligible for bond because you already went through this process and you're back. So there is not going to be a bond for you today because you are on felony release already. And the new charges include taking contraband, which is a Class 5 felony, and then having the paraphernalia Class 6 felony. So I'm sorry, sir, you'll have new paperwork and you're not eligible for release today. They will transport you to your hearing on the 30th, and then there's going to be an evidentiary hearing about the fact that you don't get bond today on July 1st. So it will happen quickly, and you can make your arguments there to that judge about why you should be allowed to have bond. Okay, so please take your new paperwork and exit to the left. Leandra Torville Tapia, please come to the podium. After that, Angel Dominic, please have a seat by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
Leandro Torville Tapia, and it's December 1st of '86.
You're here today on a new Superior Court case. They've alleged that you were shoplifting, which is a Class 4 felony. Also, dangerous drug possession, drug paraphernalia possession, and driving with a suspended license. Today, the court finds that there is only probable cause for the shoplifting and the driving on the suspended license, and that was determined from your MVD records. This court did not find probable cause for the drug use, possession, or paraphernalia. Those cases are not dismissed. We're just not finding any probable cause. So all of these cases will be heard at the next hearing which is a status conference on July 9th at 8:30 in the morning. I have appointed an attorney for you to represent you, and all the information will be on your paperwork, when and where to go. Okay. I would like to release you today on your own recognizance, but you must promise that you will return to court at that time. You also may not go back to the alleged scene of the crime, so I believe it was a Safeway. Don't go back. Don't talk to or contact the victims, complainants, witnesses, arresting officers. Make sure to keep the court updated with your address in case something changes. You will be notified, right? If you don't keep it updated, it's very hard. Don't come back, right? We just saw what happened. Okay, so we're releasing you today on your own recognizance. It's going to take some time for you to get processed out. Please be patient with the DOs as they do that. Okay. Everything's on your paperwork. Please step to your left. Thank you. Angel Dominic, please come to the podium. Quaison Gant, please have a seat by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
Dominic Money, 12305.
You're here today on a new Superior Court case. They are alleging theft of a car, transportation, which is a Class 3 felony, narcotic drug possession, Class 4 felony, as well as paraphernalia, which is a Class 6 felony. So you are appointed an attorney for your next hearing. Your next hearing is going to be a status conference on July 9th at 8:30 in the morning downtown. The information will all be printed on your paperwork.
Yes, ma'am.
So pretrial services did look through your record and considered and provided a recommendation, which I am going to follow today, which is to release you on your own promise to come back.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's called own recognizance. You need to come to your hearing. Also, do not go back to the scene of the crime or contact the alleged victims, complainants, witnesses, or the officers. Make sure not to drive without a valid license.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Don't consume any alcohol. You're under 21. Okay?
Yes,
This is a court order, so don't do it.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So all that will be printed on your paperwork. Please step to your left.
Have a good day.
Quaison Gant, please come to the podium. Marco Ledezima Cobos, please sit by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
Quaison Marquise Gant, April 17, 1997.
Thank you. You're here today for a new justice court case where they've alleged disorderly conduct and threatening and intimidation. Both of those are Class 1 misdemeanors. Today we are going to we're going to set a Maricopa County Public Defender as an attorney for you if you want it, but if you want to hire your own attorney, you are welcome to do that. Your next hearing is going to be in West Mesa Justice Court, and that's on July 8th at 8:30 in the morning. So the court's inclined to release you on your own recognizance today. That means with your promise to attend your next hearing. But it appears that the alleged victim and you have children in common. So because you're going to be ordered to find an alternate residence and have no contact with the alleged victim, you need to make arrangements to contact your children through a third party. Okay? So this term of release, of course, can be superseded if the order of protection names the children as protected people. So if the victim goes and gets an order of protection, this, of course, will be changed. Don't return to the scene of the crime, the alleged crime, or have contact with alleged victims, witnesses, complainants. Don't have any weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription. So I understand you may reside at the same location. And if that is true, in the order, one civil standby, which means a law enforcement officer can go with you to retrieve your necessary belongings. You'll need to pre-arrange that. So in this case, you would need to pre-arrange that with Mesa, if that's where you live, or wherever that jurisdiction is. Make sure to provide your new proof of address to pretrial services within 24 hours. So, sir, we're not setting a bond for you today. We're letting you out with the promise that you'll comply with these release conditions. All of this is on your paperwork. Please step to your left. Marco Ledesma Cobbs, please come to the podium. And then Valerie Pisano, please, or no, okay, this is the last. Please state your name and date of birth.
Marco Antonio Ledesma, 09/26/91.
Is Cobos part of your last name?
It's my mom's
Okay.
mom's last name.
But is it part of your last name that you use?
I don't know. I thought Ledesma, my dad's last name was mine.
Okay. All right, sir. Thank you for the information. Today you're here on a municipal court warrant, and it's for urban camping, and it looks like you have two. Another one is for criminal trespassing. So these are both municipal court warrants, and because of the charges, they're both Class 1 misdemeanors, or excuse me, the trespassing is a Class 3 misdemeanor, but because they're both misdemeanors, we are not able to appoint an attorney to represent you in these cases. The case is not eligible. You do have a hearing, though. The hearing is at Peoria Municipal Court, and it's on July 10th, and it's at 9 a.m. So make sure to go to your hearings. This court is inclined to let you out with the promise that you will go to those hearings. I've provided the Peoria Municipal phone number for you in your order as well so that you can contact them. Don't go back to the alleged scene of the crime. Don't go back to where you were camping or trespassing. And make sure to keep this court updated with your address when you determine your next address. So however you do that, please make sure to keep us updated.
All right.
Okay, all that will be on your paperwork. Please step to your left. And make sure you're patient with the DOs. It's going to take a few hours.
Okay.
I believe that's the complete calendar for in the hearing room. So I just need to ask the deputy. I'm sorry, I don't know how to address you.
Officer, ma'am.
Officer, okay, great. Is there a reason that Valerie Pisano is not able to attend in person?
She's unable to function. She keeps removing her clothing after the times.
Thank you. So I'll just run through this one. This is for Valerie Pisano, date of birth 7/28/1983. It's a Justice Court News case. This is for allegations of disorderly conduct, fighting, criminal damage, obstruction, and refusing to say her full name. Those are Class 1 misdemeanors, with the obstruction being Class 2 misdemeanor. She does not get court-appointed counsel because of the nature of the charge, but she does have an arraignment hearing set for July 10th at 8:30 in the morning. This court is inclined to release her on her own recognizance. However, she does need to not go back to the Red Robin. All that information is listed in her paperwork and will be presented to her in custody by the sales. But if there are any changes, it is not this court's intention to change this recording, but it would be reflected in the written order that would be issued. And Officer, for Aiden Tenna, is there a reason she cannot be here in person?
He's a juvenile inmate, Your Honor, and his classification level will require multiple officers to transport him.
Thank you. The court finds that sufficient to do back of the house by the cell IA appearance. So this is Aiden Danielle Tenna, date of birth 1/3/2009. Although he is a juvenile, he is being held by MCSO. He is being charged with a Superior Court grand jury warrant. He's been assigned an attorney, and he has a court hearing of 7/1/2025 at 8:30 a.m. downtown. He does have a secured appearance bond available to him of $20,000, and he has the standard release conditions. This defendant is under the age of 18, and the court has considered the factors contained in the Federal Juvenile Justice Delinquency and Prevention Act. However, this defendant is to be placed into physical custody of MCSO jail until release pursuant to further orders of this court. Unless something, the court is not inclined to update or revisit this recording, any changes to this order will be made in paper, and that will be the final record. At this time, the 11 a.m. calendar is in recess until 2 p.m.
All rise.
Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Commissioner Hughes. This is the 2 p.m. initial appearance calendar for Tuesday, June 24th. The court's orders for the taking of DNA samples and fingerprints issued on the first calendar of June will apply to all of the hearings on this calendar. If you are the victim of a crime with a case pending before this court, please be advised that you have rights under Arizona law. Among others, those rights include the right to be treated with fairness, respect, and dignity, the right to a speedy trial and to be present at court proceedings. You also have the right to choose whether or not to be interviewed by the defendant or the defendant's attorney, and you have the right to be heard by the court prior to the court making any decisions on release, negotiation of a plea, scheduling, and sentencing. You also have the right to receive restitution from a person who is convicted of causing you a loss. If you are a victim of a crime pending before this court and you have not already been provided a written statement of all of the victim's rights, please contact the Victim Services Division of the Prosecutor's Office. In most cases, that is the Maricopa County Attorney's Office. Okay, as we get started in here this afternoon, I will call each of you into the courtroom one at a time. I will ask one of you to stand behind this gray podium here in front of me in the courtroom. I'll ask the next two people I intend to call into the courtroom to line up in the two chairs right inside this door facing all of you. If you would please listen carefully for your name and follow from chair 2 to chair 1 into the courtroom. I know that seems a little bit childish, but I promise you all that we'll make this calendar move much faster than just waiting for everybody to come from where they're sitting now. So please listen for your name, follow the chairs into the courtroom. Once you're in the courtroom, I will start by asking you to state your full name and date of birth. After that, I will explain to you why you're here this afternoon. I will tell you whether you qualify for a court-appointed lawyer to defend you. Those lawyers are sometimes referred to as public defenders. You all have the right to the assistance of counsel in a criminal case. Whether or not you qualify for a court-appointed lawyer, you always have the right to hire a private lawyer to defend you if you wish to. After we talk about lawyers, I will give you the next court hearing dates and times that you'll be required to attend after this court hearing. And the last thing that we will do while you're in the courtroom is talk about whether you are legally eligible for release from custody. If you are, we will go over on what terms and conditions you could potentially be released. In addition to that right to the assistance of counsel, you all also have the right to remain silent. These are recorded criminal proceedings. That means anything that you do choose to say in the courtroom this afternoon will be preserved on the recording. Any statements you make could be used against you at any point down the line in these proceedings. Unless you have already made arrangements with a private lawyer, there will not be a lawyer to defend you in the courtroom this afternoon. Because you will likely not have a lawyer in here and because anything you say could be used against you, I will strongly caution all of you not to make any statements regarding the facts about why you're here. Please save any questions, comments, statements that you feel inclined to make about the facts of your case for a hearing where you have a lawyer present to discuss that with before you make any statements that will be on the recording that you can't take back. Last thing I will tell you all before we get started is that all of the information that you get while you're standing in the courtroom will be contained in a written document called a release order. You will get a copy of that document when you're done in here and you step back into the room that you're in right now. So please don't feel like you need to memorize the information you're getting in the courtroom, but please keep that paperwork with you wherever you go from here. As long as you still have that paperwork come tomorrow, next week, in that paperwork, you'll still have access to your court hearing dates, the times, you'll have the address and phone number of the court, and you'll have all the conditions we talk about while you're in the courtroom. All right, let's go ahead and get started. If we could, please, can I have Jessica Stagers, if you would please work your way into the courtroom behind the podium. Miguel Yanez, if you would please have a seat in this first chair right inside the door. Rustin Owens, if I could ask you to take a seat in the second chair, please. All right, good afternoon. Can I please have your name and date of birth?
Jessica Staggers, 2/27/87.
Good afternoon, Ms. Staggers. You are here on allegations of new charges. The allegations against you are one count of causing criminal damage and one count of disorderly conduct. They are both Class 1 misdemeanors. Based on the written information provided to me by law enforcement in a document called a Form 4, I have found probable cause to support those allegations. Because they are misdemeanor offenses, the nature of those charges does not entitle you to a court-appointed lawyer. That doesn't mean you can't have a lawyer. It just means if you want one, you will have to hire one at your own expense. Your next court hearing on these allegations will be an arraignment hearing. It will be July 22nd. It'll be at 1:30 in the afternoon, and it'll take place in the Surprise Municipal Court. I have received a written victim impact statement in this case. I understand I might potentially also have an alleged victim that wishes to make an oral statement to the court before I determine any release conditions. I will kick the floor over to anybody that does want to make a comment. Ms. Daggers, I will just ask that you please keep your attention up here towards the court if any oral statements are being made. To the extent that there is a live person in the court that wishes to address the court before release conditions, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon, Commissioner. I just basically want to state that I feel like this is just a misunderstanding. The reason for why I called 911 was to de-escalate the situation of her leaving with my child, and it just went way left. I do not fear for my safety. I never have feared for my safety, and I am requesting that the court release my wife in my custody for that reason.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, Ms. Daggers, to the extent I had any concerns about your release from custody, they were concerns for the alleged victim in this case. I now understand that that victim, based on written representations and oral representation, does not fear for his safety. For that reason, I will release you on your own recognizance. That means you will be released from custody without having to post a bond. You will be responsible for getting yourself to your next court hearing on the 22nd. I typically order in cases like this that you not return to the scene where these alleged events occurred and that you not have contact with the alleged victim. If I have understood correctly, and I will ask for confirmation, if I've understood correctly, I believe the alleged victim wishes you to be released back to his care, meaning he is not asking for a no victim contact order. Sir, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, then what I will do is I will release you. I will allow you to return to the scene. I will allow you to have contact with the alleged victim, no restrictions in that regard. But once you are released from custody, you cannot possess any weapons. You cannot consume any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription. And if circumstances change and any order of protection is sought and or served upon you, you will have to strictly comply with the terms of those orders. Okay. Anything else from the alleged victim?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Daggers, do you understand all of those conditions?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to get your order edited so that all of those changes are made. We will get it printed and we'll bring it out to you if you'll take a step back to your left.
Thank you. All right.
Hold on another. Okay, now I'm done. Sorry. All right, Miguel Yanez, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Mr. Owens, if you'd shift over to the first chair, then if I could have Ridge Temidges, if I pronounced it correctly, if you'd work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Miguel Yanez, 11/14/02.
2002?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Yanez. You are here on two different matters. The first matter that you're here on is a bench warrant that was issued by the Superior Court when you failed to appear at a sentencing hearing in an existing felony burglary case. In that case, you already have a lawyer assigned to defend you. That lawyer will continue to represent you. Your next court hearing in that existing case will be a status conference July 3rd. It will be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. In that existing case, on the warrant, you have a $1,000 cash-only bond. The second matter that you're here on is allegations of new charges. Those allegations are one count of narcotic drug possession, which is a Class 4 felony, and one count of drug paraphernalia possession, which is a Class 6 felony. I have found probable cause to support those new allegations, and I've appointed a lawyer to defend you. Your next court hearings on those new allegations will be a status conference June 30th, and then a preliminary hearing July 3rd, both of those at 8:30 downtown. On those new allegations, because they are felony offenses alleged to have been committed while you were on release in an existing felony case, you are not eligible for release on bond. That means you will be held in custody without bail, at least until you have an evidentiary hearing. That hearing is scheduled for July 1st at 1:30 in the afternoon. Between now and that hearing on the 1st, you are not eligible for release on bond. I would encourage you, because of that, to wait until after that hearing before attempting to post a bond on that existing warrant. Do you understand that information?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Yanez. You can step back and get your paperwork. Rustin Owens, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Cora Swell, if you would please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Rustin Robert Owens, 11/9/1996.
Thank you, Mr. Owens. You are here on two different matters. The first one is allegations of new charges. Those allegations are one count of theft of a means of transportation, that's a Class 3 felony, one count of robbery, a Class 4 felony, one count of theft, a Class 6 felony, one count of assault, one count of threatening and intimidating, and one count of disorderly conduct. Those last three are all Class 1 misdemeanors. I did find probable cause to support those allegations, and I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference June 30th, and then a preliminary hearing July 3rd. Both of them will be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On those new allegations, you have a $50,000 secured appearance bond. The second matter that you're here on is a probation violation allegation. In that case, the allegation is that those new charges violated Term 1 of your probation. I've also appointed a lawyer to represent you in that probation case. Your next hearing in the probation matter will be a revocation arraignment July 1st at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On the probation matter, you are not eligible for release on bond. That means you will be held in custody without bail at least until you see the probation judge on July 1st. Because of that, you should wait until after that probation hearing before attempting to post the bond on the new charges. Do you understand that information? Okay, thank you, Mr. Owens. You can step back and get your paperwork. Ridge Tenagis, if you work your way into the courtroom, please. Cheryl Barnes, if you please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
32580,
And what's your name?
Rich,
What's your last name?
tentative.
Okay, thank you, sir. You are here on two different matters. The first matter that you're here on is a bench warrant that was issued by the Superior Court when you failed to appear at a status conference in an existing felony drug case. In that existing case, you already have a lawyer assigned to represent you. That lawyer will continue to defend you. Your next court hearings in that existing case will be a status conference June 30th and then a preliminary hearing July 3rd, both of them at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On the warrant in that existing case, you have a $500 secured appearance bond. The second matter that you're here on is allegations of new charges. Those allegations are one count of burglary, a Class 4 felony, one count of theft, a Class 5 felony, and one count of theft, a Class 1 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause to support those new allegations, and I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings on those new allegations will in part be the same as your hearings on the existing case. So you will have a status conference the 30th and a preliminary hearing the July 3rd. Those are the two that will be the same in each case. The difference is that because at least one of those new allegations is a felony offense alleged to have been committed while you were on pretrial release in that existing drug case, on the new charges, you're not eligible for release on bond, at least until you have an evidentiary hearing. So on those new charges, you will have one extra hearing. It will be that evidentiary hearing July 1st at 1:30. Between now and that hearing July 1st, you will be held in custody without bond. Do you understand that information?
Yep.
I didn't hear you, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Okay, thank you, sir. You can step back and get your paperwork. Shay Corriswell, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Paula Johnson, if you would please work your way to the second chair.
Okay, good afternoon. I apologize if I mispronounced your name. Can you state it for me and give me your date of birth?
Shakur Rasul, 12/26/05.
Thank you very much. You are here on allegations of new charges. The allegations against you are 1 count of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, that is a Class 4 felony. 1 count of failing to admit you were carrying a deadly weapon, that one's a Class 1 misdemeanor. And 1 count of carrying a concealed deadly weapon under the age of 21, that's a Class 3 misdemeanor. I have found probable cause to support those allegations, and I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference June 30th, and then a preliminary hearing July 3rd. Both of them will be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. Because at least one of these allegations is a felony offense alleged to have been committed while you were on pretrial release in a different felony case, you are not eligible for release on bond. You will be held in custody without bail, at least until you have an evidentiary hearing. That hearing will take place July 1st at 1:30 in the afternoon. Between now and that hearing, though, that hearing on July 1st, you will be held without bond. Do you understand that information? Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Swall. You can step back and get your paperwork. Cheryl Barnes, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Bradley Hendrickson, if you would please work your way to the second chair. Can I please have your name and date of birth?
Cheryl Lee Barnes, 7/22/1958.
Thank you, Ms. Barnes. You are here on allegations of new charges. The allegations against you are 1 count of aggravated assault, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of criminal trespassing, a Class 6 felony, 1 count of failing to stop at the scene of an accident, and 1 count of assault. Those last 2 are Class 1 misdemeanors. I did find probable cause to support those allegations, and I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference June 30th, and then a preliminary hearing July 3rd. They will both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On these allegations, you have a $50,000 secured appearance bond. Secured appearance means that you can use a bonding company to post that if you choose to. If you do post that bond and you are released from custody, you cannot return to the scene where any of the events giving rise to these allegations took place. You cannot have contact with any alleged victims, complainants, or witnesses. You cannot possess any weapons or consume any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription. And whether or not you are released from custody, you are ordered to strictly comply with the terms of any orders of protection, if any have been or are later served upon you. Do you understand all of those conditions?
Yes, so I'm staying here until...
If you don't post that bond, you'll stay in custody at least until your first hearing on June 30th. What will happen after that point will be up to the judge you see on the 30th.
And what court am I going to?
You're going to the Superior Court downtown.
Oh, downtown, okay.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much, Ms. Barnes. You can step back and get your paperwork. Paula Johnson, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Vernon Steed, if you'd please work your way to the second chair. May I please have your name and date of birth?
Paula Johnson, 3/20/92.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. You are here on an allegation of a new charge. That allegation is 1 count of aggravated assault. It is a Class 4 felony. I have found probable cause to support that allegation, and I've appointed a lawyer to defend you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference June 30th, and then a preliminary hearing July 3rd. Both of them will be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On this allegation, you have a $15,000 secured appearance bond. If you post that bond and you are released from custody, you cannot return to the scene where the underlying alleged events took place, and you cannot have contact with any alleged victims of these allegations. If you currently reside at the same location as an alleged victim, if you post that bond and are released, you will have to find an alternate residence. You will be entitled to 1 civil standby, which means you could go back to that location accompanied by a law enforcement officer 1 time to retrieve any items that you have at that location that you might need between whenever you're released and at least your first hearing on June 30th. If you're released from custody, you also cannot possess any weapons or consume alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription. And whether or not you are released, if any orders of protection are served upon you or have been served upon you, you have to comply with the terms of those orders. Do you understand all of those conditions?
Yes.
Do you have a question?
Just about the bond.
Uh-huh.
I don't have anything to bond, or I don't know how that works, the bond.
So the detention staff can give you information on how to get a bond posted. Your bond is secured appearance, which means you could use a bonding company. If you're interested in using a bonding company, when you get back into the jail facility, there's a list of bonding companies and their phone numbers posted in various places. You could find one of those lists and call one, two, or all of the companies on that list to see what their requirements might be.
And
if you don't want to go through a bonding company, MCSO can give you more instruction on what your other options are.
Okay, and then one more thing, sorry.
No, go ahead.
If I don't, I would stay.
If you don't post that bond, yes, you'll stay in custody at least until your first hearing on June 30th. MCSO would transport you from whatever facility you're at to that hearing, and then what will happen after that will be up to the judge you see on the 30th.
Okay.
Anything else? All right, thank you very much. You can step back and get your paperwork. Bradley Hendrickson, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Orlando Escalante, if you would please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Bradley Michael Hendrickson, 8/27/96.
Thank you, Mr. Hendrickson. You are here on two different matters. The first matter that you're here on is a grand jury warrant. In that case, a state grand jury was convened and found probable cause to return an indictment against you. The allegations in that grand jury indictment are 1 count of kidnapping, a Class 2 felony, 2 counts of aggravated assault, both Class 4 felonies. It's 2 counts of aggravated assault causing temporary disfigurement, Class 4 felonies, 1 count of aggravated assault by impeding breathing, also a Class 4 felony. So 1 count of kidnapping, 3 counts of aggravated assault, all felony offenses. That grand jury warrant alleges that those offenses were committed May 4th of 2023. In that grand jury case, I've appointed a lawyer to defend you. Your next hearing in that matter will be an arraignment hearing July 1st at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On the grand jury warrant, you have a $10,000 secured appearance bond. The second matter that you're here on is allegations based on a new arrest. Those allegations are 1 count of possession of a prohibited weapon and 1 count of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person. They are both Class 4 felonies. Those offenses allegedly committed yesterday, June 23rd. I've also appointed a lawyer to defend you against those new allegations because they did find probable cause to support them. Your next court hearings on those new weapons-related allegations will be a status conference June 30th and then a preliminary hearing July 3rd. Those two also at 8:30, also in the Superior Court downtown. On those allegations, you have a $5,000 secured appearance bond. So your total bond for both cases will be $15,000. It is all secured appearance. If you post that and you are released from custody, you cannot have contact with any alleged victims or witnesses of any of the underlying offenses. You cannot possess any weapons or consume any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription. And whether or not you are released from custody, if any orders of protection or orders against harassment have been served upon you or are later served upon you, you must strictly comply with the terms of those orders. Do you understand all of those conditions?
Yeah.
Do you have questions?
Yeah, back to the grand jury indictment.
Uh-huh.
So was I indicted, like, the indictment was, like, filed, like, then, or it's being filed now?
Let me tell you when the warrant was issued. So the grand jury warrant was issued May 16th. So the underlying alleged conduct took place May 4th of 2023. The grand jury issued their indictment May 16th of this year, so about a month ago. Any other questions?
No, that's it.
All right, thank you, Mr. Hendrickson. You can sit back and get your paperwork. Vernon Steed, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Francine Nez, if you'd please work your way to the second chair. Vernon Steed. Officer, could you find me a Vernon Steed? Looks like maybe a white tank top. No problem. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Vernon Steed, 7/30/78.
73078. Thank you very much, Mr. Steve. You're here on 3 different matters. The first one is a warrant issued by the Pinal County Superior Court. It looks like that's a pre-adjudication warrant in a felony drug case. It looks like a dangerous drug possession, drug paraphernalia possession. I don't know whether or not the Pinal County Court has given you a lawyer in that case. If they have, that lawyer will continue to represent you. If you don't yet have one, you're entitled to one, and a lawyer will be appointed to defend you at your next hearing. That hearing is going to be an arraignment hearing, June 27th. It'll be at 8:30 in the morning in the Pinal County Superior Court. On that warrant, you have a $5,000 secured appearance bond. The second matter that you're here on is an allegation of a new offense here in Maricopa County. That allegation is 1 count of theft of a means of transportation. It is a Class 3 felony. I did find probable cause to support that allegation, and I appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings on the Maricopa County case will be a status conference June 30th, and then a preliminary hearing July 3rd, both of those at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown here in Maricopa County. On that allegation, your bond is $2,500. The last matter that you're here on is a probation violation warrant. In that case, a petition to revoke your probation alleges that you have violated terms 3 and 5. I have appointed a lawyer to represent you in that probation case. Your next hearing in that matter will be a revocation arraignment July 1st, also at 8:30 downtown. On the probation warrant, you have a $750 secured appearance bond. So your total bond for all 3 cases will be $8,250. It is all secured appearance. If you post that and you are released, you cannot possess any weapons or drugs without a valid prescription upon release. Do you understand those conditions?
Understood.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Steve.
Yep.
Orlando Escalante, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. David Udave, if you'd please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Orlando Escalante, 4795.
Thank you, Mr. Escalante. You are here on 2 bench warrants, both of them issued when you failed to appear at hearings. One of them was a sentencing hearing in an existing felony drug case. The other was a probation violation disposition hearing. It looks like in a different drug case that you were on probation in. In both of those cases, you already have a lawyer to assign to you. I don't know if it's the same lawyer or 2 different lawyers, but in any event, the lawyers assigned to you will continue to defend you. Your next court hearing in these cases will be June 30th. It'll be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On the existing felony case, it will be a status conference. On the probation case, it will be a new disposition hearing. But both hearings, June 30th at 8:30, so 1 court hearing date and time. On each of these 2 warrants, you have a $2,000 cash-only bond. So your total bond for both warrants will be $4,000. It is all cash. If you post that and you are released from custody, you cannot possess any weapons or drugs without a valid prescription once you're out. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Escalante. You can step back and get your paperwork. Francine Nez, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Joseph Sturzik, if you would please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Francine Nez, 11/17/95.
Thank you, Ms. Nez. You are here on an allegation of a new charge. That allegation is 1 count of using an artifice with the intent to shoplift. It is a Class 4 felony. I have found probable cause to support that allegation, and I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next court hearing will be a status conference June 30th, and then you will have a preliminary hearing July 3rd. Both of those will be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On this allegation, you have a $1,000 secured appearance bond. If you post that and you are released from custody, you cannot return to the scene where the underlying alleged shoplifting took place. You cannot have contact with any alleged witnesses, and you cannot possess any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Nez. You can step back and get your paperwork. David Udave, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Ramon Fernandez, if you would please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
David Udave, June 29th, 1984.
Thank you very much, sir. You are here on 2 bench warrants, both of them issued when you failed to appear at hearings. One of them was a Status conference in an existing felony drug case. The other hearing you allegedly missed was a non-witness violation hearing in a probation case. In both of those cases, you have a lawyer already assigned to you. Those assigned lawyers will continue to represent you. Your next court hearing in each of these two cases will be June 30th at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On the existing drug case, it'll be a status conference. In the probation case, it will be a new violation hearing. After that hearing on the 30th, you'll then have a second hearing on the new felony case. That'll be a preliminary hearing July 3rd. It's also going to be at 8:30 downtown. On each of these two warrants, you have a $500 secured appearance bond. That means your total bond is $1,000. It is all secured appearance. If you post that and you are released, you cannot possess any weapons or any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Udave. You can step back to your left. Don't forget your Gatorade.
All right, thank you.
Joseph Sturzik, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Zachary Yazzie, if you'd please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Joseph Sturzik, and I was hoping you'd take in consideration that I missed my court date because I was in treatment.
Okay, tell me your date of birth.
2/28/92.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Sturzik. So it sounds like you know why you're here, but you are here on a bench warrant issued after you didn't appear at a status conference in an existing felony drug case. It looks like you already have a lawyer assigned to that case, so that lawyer will continue to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference June 30th and then a preliminary hearing July 3rd. They'll both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. When did you get out of treatment?
I got out of treatment about a week ago, and I've been living in a sober living house.
And have you made any contact with your lawyer?
Yes, we have been playing phone tag. I've left him a message every day, and he's left me a message every day. I just haven't been able to catch him on the phone.
Have you made any attempts to contact the court?
Not personally. I've been trying to get my public defender talk to him before actually doing it, but like I said, I've only been out a week.
And do you know who your lawyer is?
Jade Brown.
Okay.
I have been making steps to write this, but the only reason I had missed it was because I was in treatment. I really needed it.
Where were you in treatment?
I was in Calvary Detox Center.
Here in Arizona?
Yes.
And what sober living home are you living in now?
The McKenzie House.
And where is that located?
It's pretty much 29th and Indian School, but on McKenzie Road.
And do you have permission to come and go?
Yes.
Okay, so you don't need to, it's not like a lockdown facility where
No.
you would need, okay.
No.
So I will go ahead and release you. Please continue to try to communicate with your lawyer. To the extent you can't get a hold of him, I'm going to give you your court dates are going to change.
Okay.
So I am going to give you new court dates. Continue to try and get in contact with your lawyer between now and your next court date. It's going to be, so your court dates are going to change from June 30th and July 3rd to July 9th and July 11th. If you cannot get a hold of your lawyer at any point between now and July 9th, your lawyer will be present in court on that day, so hopefully you can get back in communication, get things back on track then. But still try to continue to get in contact with him to the extent there's anything that he needs from you before that hearing, you can get that facilitated before your hearing.
Okay. Yeah, I've left him a message every day since I got out of treatment.
Okay. And can you assure me that you will voluntarily attend your hearings on the 9th and the 11th?
Yes.
Okay, then I will release you. Again, I will ask you to continue to communicate with your lawyer. Once you're out of custody, please make sure you get yourself to those court hearings, and once you're out, you can't possess any weapons or drugs without a valid prescription. Okay, any questions or anything else we need to address?
No, that's it.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to get your order edited. If you want to step back to your left, we'll bring it out to you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Ramon Fernandez, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Aaron Colburn, if you'd please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Ramon Fernandez, June 8th, 1992.
Thank you, Mr. Fernandez. You are here on two different matters. The first matter that you're here on is an arrest warrant that was issued after a direct complaint was filed. The allegation in that direct complaint is one count of narcotic drug possession. It's a Class 4 felony. The direct complaint alleges that that offense was committed December 18th of 2024. I have appointed a lawyer to defend you against that allegation. Your next court hearings on that direct complaint will be a status conference June 30th and then a preliminary hearing July 3rd. They'll both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. The second matter that you're here on is an allegation that the drug charge in that direct complaint violated term 1 of your probation. I've also appointed a lawyer to represent you in that probation case. Your next court hearing in that matter will be a revocation arraignment July 1st at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On that probation matter, you have a $500 secured appearance bond. Your bond on the direct complaint warrant is $100. So your total bond is $600. It is all secured appearance. If you post that and you are released, you cannot possess any weapons or any drugs without a valid prescription. And if you get out of custody, you will have 72 hours, which is 3 days, to contact your probation officer. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Fernandez. You can step back and get your paperwork. Zachary Yazzie, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Emily Malcolm, if you would please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Zachary Yazzie, 4592.
Thank you, Mr. Yazzie. You are here on a bench warrant issued by the Superior Court when you failed to appear at a status conference in an existing, it looks like, felony drug and misdemeanor DUI case. You have a lawyer already assigned to you. That lawyer will continue to defend you. Your next court hearings will be a new status conference June 30th and then a preliminary hearing July 3rd, both of them at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On that warrant, you have a $500 secured appearance bond. If you post that and you are released from custody, you cannot possess or consume any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription, and you cannot operate a motor vehicle if you are released and you don't have a valid driver's license. Do you understand those conditions?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Yazzie. You can step back and get your paperwork. Aaron Colburn, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Claude Rucara, if you would please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Aaron Coleman's 32586.
Thank you, Mr. Colburn. You are here on 2 probation violation warrants. In both cases, petitions to revoke your probation allege that you have violated terms 3 and 5. I've appointed a lawyer for you in both cases. Your next court hearing will be a revocation arraignment hearing July 3rd at 8:30. On each of these 2 warrants, you have a $100 secured appearance bond. That means your total bond is $200. If you post that and you are released, you cannot possess any weapons or any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes, I do.
Thank you, Mr. Colburn. You can step back and get your paperwork. Emily Malcolm, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Angel Garcia, if you'd please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Emily Malcolm, April 17th, 1994.
Thank you, Ms. Malcolm. You are here on an allegation of a new charge. The allegation against you is 1 count of false reporting to law enforcement. It is a Class 1 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause to support that allegation. Because it is a misdemeanor offense, the nature of that charge does not entitle you to a court-appointed lawyer. Doesn't mean you can't have a lawyer, just means you have to hire one at your own expense if you wish to be represented by a lawyer. Your next court hearing will be an arraignment hearing July 22nd. It will be at 1:30 in the afternoon in the Surprise Municipal Court. I am releasing you on your own recognizance, so you will be released from custody without having to post a bond, so long as you can assure me that you will voluntarily attend your hearing on July 22nd. Can you make me that assurance?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, then I will release you once you are out of custody. If any orders of protection or orders against harassment are served upon you, or if they already have been, you have to comply with the terms of those orders. Okay, do you understand those conditions?
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Malcolm. You can step back and get your paperwork.
Thank you.
Claude Rucara, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Can I please have your name and date of birth?
First name is Claude, Last name Rukara.
And what's your date of birth?
01/01/2004.
Thank you very much. You are here on an allegation of a new charge. The allegation against you is one count of theft of a means of transportation. It is a Class 3 felony. I did find probable cause to support that allegation, and I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference July 9th, and then you will have a preliminary hearing July 11th. Both of them will be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On this allegation, I am inclined to release you on your own recognizance, which means you would be released from custody so long as you promise that you will voluntarily attend both of your next court hearings. Can you make me that promise?
I promise, ma'am.
Okay, then I will release you on your own recognizance once you are out of custody. In addition to getting yourself to those court hearings, you cannot have contact with any alleged victims of the underlying allegation, and you also can't have contact with any alleged co-defendants or people that are also alleged to have been involved in this incident.
Ma'am.
You also can't possess any weapons or consume any drugs without a valid prescription.
Yes,
Do
ma'am.
you understand all of those conditions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. You can step back and get your paperwork. Angel Garcia, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Can I please have your name and date of birth?
Angel Garcia, July 10, 2006.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia. You are here on an allegation of a new charge. The allegation against you is one count of being in control of a means of transportation obtained unlawfully. It is a Class 5 felony. I did find probable cause to support that allegation, and I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference July 9th and then a preliminary hearing July 11th. Both of them will be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. I am inclined to release you on your own recognizance, which means you would be released from custody conditioned upon your promise to voluntarily attend both of your next court hearings. Can you promise that you will voluntarily attend those hearings?
I will.
All right, then I will release you once you are out of custody. You cannot have contact with any alleged victims, witnesses, or co-defendants of this underlying allegation, and you cannot possess any drugs without a valid prescription.
Okay.
Do you understand those conditions?
I understand.
All right, thank you, Mr. Garcia. You can step back and get your paperwork.
Thank you.
Officer Shoemaker, am I down to house calls?
Yes.
Okay. All right, number 22 on the calendar, Sean James Newton, date of birth 2/9/2000, is not in the courtroom because he poses a danger to himself. He is here on allegations of new charges. Those allegations are one count of child or vulnerable adult abuse, a Class 3 felony, one count of disorderly conduct involving weapons, one count of discharging a firearm in the city limits, 4 counts of endangerment, all 6 of those are Class 6 felonies, and 4 counts of disorderly conduct, all Class 1 misdemeanors. I did find probable cause to support those allegations, and I appointed a lawyer to defend him. His next court hearings will be a status conference June 30th and then a preliminary hearing July 3rd. They'll both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown, and he has a $50,000 secured appearance bond. Number 18 on the calendar, Isaac Jacox, date of birth 2/20/93, is not in the courtroom because he was unable to function in general population. He's here on a probation violation warrant. A petition to revoke his probation alleges violations of terms 3, 5, and 15. I appointed a lawyer to represent him. His next court hearing will be a revocation arraignment hearing July 1st at 8:30, and he has a $1,000 secured appearance bond. Last on the calendar, number 12, Max William Theorel, date of birth 3/14/99, is not in the courtroom because he poses a danger to himself. He is here on an allegation of a new charge. That allegation is one count of disorderly conduct. It is a Class 1 misdemeanor. Because it's a misdemeanor allegation, he is not entitled to a court-appointed lawyer. His next court hearing will be an arraignment hearing July 8th. It'll be at 9 o'clock in the morning in the North Valley Justice Court, and he will be released on his own recognizance. If anything changes after I visit these individuals' cell side, the court's final orders regarding their release conditions will be reflected in the written release orders. That concludes the 2 p.m. initial appearance calendar. This court will stand in recess until 5 p.m.